stop competing with hotels. The reason why you're not getting the traction in the midterm rental insurance space, which is when a family is displaced due to an unforeseen event, is because you're not positioned correctly in the marketplace to constantly receive these bookings. And there's a specific product in the marketplace that you need to respect, and that specific product will allow you to stop competing with hotels. Now, what does that mean by stop competing with hotels? Well, hotels are typically made out of 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, suites. They have the amenities, they have the front desk, they have the gym, they have the turnover service, the housekeeping, etc. And if I'm going to go in the marketplace, I certainly do not want to compete with that, because it means that when a family is displaced, typically due to an unforeseen event like a pipe bursting or a fire, or again, anything that will not allow them to live in their home temporarily, their insurance company is going to pay for them to have temporary housing. And the first line of defense and the first order of business is to get that family into a hotel. Now, what happens is, because that's usually the first phase, phase 2 is working with a temporary relocation company that will then relocate that family into a like-kind home that they came from. And because a hotel is definitely not an ideal type of home for them, if, and this is the most important part, if they are coming from a larger home, then that is where you can slide into the marketplace and offer a product that the hotels don't have, which is larger homes. 4 bedroom plus is my rule of thumb. Fenced in backyard, garage, free parking, etc., etc. They don't really have that. If you're coming from a 2 bedroom or a 1 bedroom home, then now you're actually competing with the hotel, and the family may very well just stay in the hotel. Why? Because they're gonna have just as the same lifestyle, or even a better lifestyle, for them to have an upgrade. Now, while it's not ideal to be in a hotel, it's definitely certainly not far of a stretch of their current lifestyle. If they're used to going into a building, taking the elevator, not having the backyard, etc., now you're competing with the Marriotts of the world and the Hyatts of the world, which I certainly don't want to do, because these are $100 million industries, if not more, that have big bucks, big operations. I don't want to compete with that. I want to have a product that actually there is almost little to no competition. And that's because most people who have 4 to 5 bedroom homes are either, again, renting it long term, doing the Airbnb, and that's about it, which opens up the opportunity for us to offer temporary housing to solve a bigger problem. And may I say that larger homes are typically going to be worth more than a 2 bedroom or 1 bedroom condo. And therefore, you're able to charge a premium, because the price of charging is based on what you will charge on your proposal. And what your charge, monthly rate, will be derived from the value of the home, which is typically 20 to 30% of the home's dwelling value. If you're currently getting value from watching this video, you'll want to make sure you take a second and click below to grab the midterm rental insurance blueprint to help accelerate your process in being able to land these midterm rental insurance contracts with respect to your marketplace. Make sure you click the button below and grab it, and continue on with the gems in this video. That is how we derive how much additional living expenses that policyholder has when they're displaced due to an unforeseen event that is allocated for them to have access to relocate temporarily. And that is what we're tapping into, and that is why it's important that we focus on the right asset and that we are not competing with hotels. So again, you don't want to compete with hotels, and you know that you're competing with hotels if your product looks similar to a hotel and it's anything 3 bedrooms and below. We like to go for more. We're stretching to even now 5 to 6 bedrooms plus, because we know that it's certainly a scarcity in the marketplace. Or let alone, just look up on Furnish Finders, just look up on Airbnb. When you start going 4 bedrooms plus, even 5, the level of volume is reduced, and that is why we want to go for those bigger homes. Now, with that said, it's really important that you focus on then the must-haves, right, rather than the nice-to-haves. Typically what happens if you start thinking about the short-term rental space and we're thinking about all this fancy bells and whistles, and the good part is, and this is why we love this space, you don't have to go crazy on the design, you don't have to go crazy on the amenities, but what you do want to focus on is the needs versus wants. STR, short-term rentals, aka Airbnb, people have wants, and what you want to focus on in the midterm rental insurance space is the needs. The difference between the two are simple. A need is a garage, is having a fence in backyard, is not having carpet, right? Is being able to access the home on one floor if needed without going upstairs and downstairs. Addresses all folks with mobility issues. It's about having a dedicated workspace for working from home if you can, a dedicated workspace with a desk, printers, right? Those are the things. When we start thinking of wants in the short-term rental space, it's these fire pits, it's these grills, it's these hot tubs, it's all of the above that we don't really need, because again, we're focusing on the need, not the want. So again, focus on the right product. And again, this is why you want to focus on larger homes, because they yield bigger profits, bigger revenue. You solve the bigger problem, and for solving a bigger problem, you are rewarded for doing so. If you found this video helpful, make sure you click the how to find the best areas for midterm rental insurance success.